So next we have a letter by Nagaen. At 33 years old, Nagaen was hanged at Changi prison after 10 years on death row during the holy month of Ramadan on 27 April. He was sentenced to death for carrying heroin across the border at the age of 21. Nagaen's family endearingly calls him Boy, and Boy Ane is what all the younger siblings in the family call him. He took the risk of carrying the drugs he was across the border because he was desperate to find ways to pay for his father's heart operation, according to a testimony that he gave in court. His story, as we all know, moved many because of his IQ of 69 and his story that had captured the imagination of hundreds of thousands of people in Singapore and around the world. Over 107,000 people signed a petition to call for a pardon of his death sentence. So Puvan will be reading Nagaen's letter.
It's not the first time I'm reading a voice from the death row. I think each time I read a letter written by any of them, it's always a privilege because I'm still here and they are not. So when I read this letter for the first time, I remembered the Hong Lim Park vigil when we were standing for Nagaen, and it was quite emotional. But anyway, here goes. I'm thanking you from the bottom of my heart for all your support, effort, and prayers. My heart was shattered to see you shed tears for a person unworthy and undeserving like me. What more can I expect? To me, this is proof that God really exists. He sent such good and kind people in my life to show mercy and have compassion. I have seen and heard so many things in my darkest day in prison on death row, but nothing changed for good. One failure after another. The little that I have is gone now. Day after day, month after month has gone, and it became years. What else can I hope for? I'm totally exhausted. I'm a person that's been labeled as condemned, and not in the least receiving any mercy or pardon. I don't have any hate or complaints. I don't blame or get angry with anyone. They are my mistakes. Though I do have many regrets, I accept everything as it comes. In fact, I'm very happy that at least God created me with one little heart in me, where I can say thanks from deep in my heart. I'm very grateful and appreciative of all your support. At least I can still express my gratitude to you through my words, writing, prayers, and tears as well. I'm wishing you happiness, joy, peace, and success in life. May the God that created you and me bless you and your family more and more, grant you all your prayers and heart's desires. Peace be upon you. In my many years of suffering on death row, I've learned a very good lesson. The lessons that can't be learned anywhere else. But what good can that lesson do to me or others now? What is going to change, though I am changed now? If there's any goodwill to come to society or the public, out of my punishment, after these 13 years of incarceration, then let it be done. But this 13 years of imprisonment is already punishment for me. Did anything good happen so far to society or the public from my punishment? If it is only from my execution that it will deter crimes or make it effective, if it is really relevant to Singapore, then let it be done. The drugs that I brought into Singapore, now I've come to understand that it can be fed to a certain number of drug addicts for a certain period of days in a week. This can really bring harm to the people of Singapore, especially for the young generation. This can damage or break many families and lives. Some may even overdose and lose their lives, and their loved ones grieve for them. Some may even cause harm to others, like robbery or snatch theft, to get the money to buy and consume drugs. More seriously, some may even kill a person just because they are high on drugs. I don't have all this knowledge at the time of my offense, and none of this was my intention. When I was caught, I was only 20. I myself did not take any drugs or was involved in any illicit drugs or drug activities. I'm not trying to justify my offense. I'm just stating the truth, and it's not to create sympathy. I'm just sharing this on behalf of others who have gone through the same experience, suffering, or pain like me. Yes, it is very painful, I have to admit. I've reached the end of the tunnel. This is a very terrible journey which I had walked in darkness. There's no other pain that can cause me to feel more pain than this. I don't see any light coming my way, at least a little light from a candle from someone. That's okay. This is what I am today for what I did 13 years ago. I hope that my past, the darkness of my life, and it will not come along with me to the next life, if there is one. Life is beautiful and good. Let good people get that chance to live their lives, and let the government give that opportunity to them by doing what the law does to protect the country. Thank you.